Let's talk about books, Jody. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the weird things and the good things that we read. Let's talk about books.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to Adjacent Book Club. We have some things that we want to go back and refresh you on and things that are coming up. So, what should we be listening to on our adjacent podcast? What do our listeners need to listen to, Shelly?
Well, right now, February 1st through the 14th, we are doing our very hot after dark single ready to mingle. And so one of those is dropping every single day, very entertaining. They were very open and shared what they're looking for in a partner, what their hopes and dreams are finding a partner, and what they're down for, which was so much fun. Jody and I really enjoyed interviewing all these folks, and
Very funny.
yeah, and we vetted them. So we cherry picked some amazing people that are single and ready for a relationship,
Yes.
and I'm eager to meet you guys. So if you like the sound of any of our singles, reach out to us. Our contact information is in the notes for every episode. And we are glad to connect you with one of our singles or multiple of our singles. A lot of our singles uh, are hang out in left field. So you can meet them IRL in left field. And yeah, we also
We're,
have,
we're the new hinge
yeah, we're the new hinge or our time.
or our time.
We're two old girls hooking up our friends.
Yeah, we are.
It's called the adjacent hookup.
That's because Shelly and I love.
We love, and we love connecting people.
That's what this is about.
That's
Get
what it's
adjacent to
about.
these singles.
Yeah, and so it's real people. Nobody's gonna get catfish. We pre-screened them.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun. So
And we love all of them. So
yeah, yeah,
you're
it's a
gonna love
big
them too.
old, it's a big old love fest. And the bonus is if you choose any of these singles, then you kind of get to hang out with us because we hang out with these folks a lot. And
Yes.
so,
Yes.
yeah, it's a great way to get in the inner circle.
Yes.
uh, Also coming up this week is last week on Tuesday, we had Peggy Fulmore, a very good friend of ours. Go back and listen to that. And this coming Tuesday, I get to meet the Crolls. Meet the
Yeah,
Crolls.
baby.
Yeah, Robert and Kelly Kroll, two of our favorite humans in the whole world. We love them. They're so informative, and would love for y'all to listen and get to know them. They're incredible, and they also hang out in left field, so you can meet them IRL. And on Sunday, we're dropping our adjacent givers, and we're interviewing Kelly Kroll again with CPAP. And
Yeah.
so she's going to tell us, everything you need to learn about CPAT. And it's a great organization that Jody and I are very involved in.
Yeah.
And on Fridays, we'll have an adjacent little. I don't
Yeah.
know who it is yet, but it will be very exciting. And we love our adjacent little. It might be Christian Bolden's son, so
Yeah.
that will be fun.
And don't forget, Shelly, that Saturday, February 8th is the Cupid's Run.
Yeah, that's February 24th, I believe.
Maybe I have the wrong date. So let me check real quick. But if you have not signed up already, you can go on to the Cupid's Undie race in Austin and get signed up. All the pros. Oh yeah, February 22nd. Yes, sorry. February 22nd is Cupid's Run in Austin, and then we go to the Kung Fu Saloon on West 6th Street. So it's a short little run. They said it's less than a mile, and it's just really, it benefits the NF community to look at research and get treatment for people who suffer from this disease. So come on out. I'll be there. Shelly has to go to Florida, but I will be there with hearts on. I'll have my hearts on. And I hope to see some of you guys there to join us for this run. And it's really good cause.
We have a special guest.
Hi.
Hi, guys, you are in for a treat. We have our good friend Katy Dailey in the house, and she is going to join us for book group. She's a big reader. She reads all the time, so here should be a great addition
Oh, stop.
to this podcast. And so what are you doing today, Katy? Enjoying the cold weather?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like being home when it's cold. So I'm really glad I don't have to be at work right now. And I can just cuddle up with my books and be all
Yes.
warm and cozy.
Agreed. Do you celebrate huggy season?
Not really. I know what you're talking about. I just, I don't not celebrate it. Yeah.
I think it's a lifestyle for you.
I think it is.
We recently had your husband in studio, and it was so much fun.
I was sitting on the edge of my chair. He was
Really?
so fascinating.
Yeah, he needs his own podcast.
His own.
I've been telling him that for a while. I think he will. He'll probably start, if he starts anything, it'll be a YouTube channel. He's more of a YouTube person.
Yeah. Well, they have ways that you can just record on our when you do a podcast, you could do the video component, and then it can go to different areas. So it's pretty cool.
That is.
I mean, we're just learning. We're learning all this, but he was really great. Shelly and I were just fascinated.
Yeah. He can actually use this program that we're on right now to do YouTube.
Yes, I'm going to tell him about this.
Yeah, it's a great program. Highly recommend it.
I will definitely do that because, after a while, I've heard it all like 100 times. So I'm not the best audience. He needs a broader audience. The family's kind of like, yeah, we get it. Check.
Yeah.
Wow, he was great for us. I mean, I always find him interesting. I almost brought like tinfoil for us to make that. Like we did at Brunch. That was so funny.
It was so fun, yeah, and his NHI and
Yeah.
it's very informative. That the white ones, are they the tall white ones?
I think the
Yes,
white
tall white, Nordic
small
white.
grays. Yeah, little grays.
One other name I've heard, I think. Oh, the Pleiadians.
Yes.
They're all the same, though. He hasn't used that Pleiadians in a while, so he may be switching to tall white or something. But to me, that makes me think of a Starbucks coffee because it has like a flat white. And so then, you get a tall flat white. I don't know. The tall white doesn't work for me.
I thought white was canceled.
I guess not when it comes to the aliens. They don't care. I don't know.
It's okay to be white if you're an alien.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
good to know.
I was referencing one time Shelly and John and Katy and Vincent and we went out to the ranch, and he started talking about his conspiracy theories. John starts talking about his. I'm talking about educational conspiracy theories. And I'm like, let's just sit down and make our foil hats.
Yeah.
Let's just have this out. I still have them lined up in our closet at the ranch so that if we ever go back out there, or we will, of course, but we'll just put those hats back on and get back into the conspiracy.
Perfect.
And I even brought up the autism conspiracy into the alien yanking, and it was like he was like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah. He was telling us about that, and that that you were really interested in that. He was glad you brought that up because it is an interesting side of it that I haven't heard as much about.
Yeah, that is. I do think it might be evolution for our little spectrumites, because it lines up. It tracks.
Absolutely. And so
I was gonna ask Vincent, and I didn't want it to seem so shallow of me and not evolved. But why don't these aliens ever wear clothes?
I mean, I don't think that they care. They're not like us. They don't have shame, and that's not even necessarily their real form, as I understand it. That's kind of what they present as. And
Okay.
so they're like, look, this is what you get. I mean, they don't
Well,
really have genitalia or anything.
I
So,
know they're like a a doll.
yeah, yeah.
There's like a slight bulge, but you don't know what it
Yeah.
is.
They're like,
And that
oh,
could just be an artist's interpretation. I mean, I don't know how many actual photographs that show detail are out there
Yeah.
because, if there are, we haven't seen them as much. But
Well, it's a little distracting for me. So if you're out there anytime, if you would just put a scarf on or something.
yeah, right?
But I didn't want to like turn it into like an unevolved human conversation about clothing.
I mean, they're coming to our planet, you know.
Yeah,
Maybe they
but
should try to make us comfortable. I don't know.
yeah. Like when I go to a different country, if there's like a dress code, I'm not just like, oh, I'm just gonna wear whatever I want. I try to like adhere to the cultural expectations, you know.
Yeah, true. Well, it depends on which aliens we're talking about also, because there's also the grays, and they're not as like the whites, they kind of just want to stand back and just keep us from destroying ourselves, from what Vincent's told me. But the grays are sort of like a little different, and they like to mess with stuff.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Anyway, I found it really fascinating. I think whoever's listening to this will find it fascinating too.
I hope so.
yeah.
I mean, that's the funny thing, Katie, is Shelly and I were talking about how we just really love like people telling their stories.
Yeah.
And I'm just so like in awe of what people are doing. I mean, we've said this over and over again. It's like, oh my gosh, you're out there changing the world and we're doing this podcast.
That is not true at all about you guys. You guys both change the world with what you do all the time. Jody with your teaching, Shelly with all your giving that you do to everybody you
gosh.
ever meet.
I know.
Both of y'all have
Shelly.
touched everybody's lives that you've been a part of
Oh,
in a great way.
oh, thank you. Well,
In a
thank
great
you,
way.
Katie. You're just like the sweetest friend. We brought you on just to give us compliments. Anyway,
I'm good at that. So
I wanted to tell you I was kind of bummed when we went to Oak Hill Lounge that you didn't go because it is right up your vibe.
oh really?
And I love it. And it's right down the road from you.
Then I'll be there next time.
Yeah, it's at the old Detours.
I heard y'all talking about that. I think when y'all were talking to oh dang, what's her name? The hilarious friend who's beautiful and blonde.
Oh, Lee.
No,
Tammy?
dang, Emily.
Emily.
Duh,
Oh,
of
right.
course. Y'all mentioned that, and I'm like, oh, is that where it is? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's hilarious. That is a hilarious podcast. She is just a hoot and a holler.
She's always been one of my favorites. Just
Yeah.
she's so fun to be around.
She's so funny. She's
And,
so
and
funny.
her daughter gave my son his first kiss when they were like 1.5 years old.
Oh,
And I will always remember that because she's the cutest little girl.
I did not know that.
Elliot was at your Ladle Lane house.
Oh, my
Thing we were doing.
Liz.
Oh,
That is amazing. So Scarlett and Roman first kiss.
Oh, I don't know if it was Scarlett's first kiss. She's a little bit older, so
Okay.
okay.
who knows?
She's a kissing bandit. I can't wait to get Scarlett and Roman on.
God.
We can't wait to have them on the show. It's gonna be so fun.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah.
so cute. I love all those old memories of Ladle Lane.
Oh yeah, those
And
are
I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask Scarlett, like, did you kiss Roman?
she probably doesn't remember at all. He doesn't.
Okay. Let's see. What else is going on? Feel like we're just doing podcasting. That's our thing.
I
My
love
second
it.
job.
Y'all are doing great too. I love listening to your pod. It's like my friends hanging out with you guys, except y'all just can't hear me respond. I have to save my responses for when I see you. Is that weird too? Because I'll be like, oh yes, Shelly, by the way, you said blah blah blah, and I wanted to say this to you. And I'm like, is that weird when you're a podcaster and people come up in
No.
this conversation?
No.
We just Yesterday we went to lunch with some friends,
And
and
like the mats.
the whole time they were like, "Well, what did y'all mean by this? Why did this?" And
Okay, good.
it was so fun to hear that people are listening and that they have some thoughts on it. So
Yeah.
it was like,
Well, I was gonna tell you at Oak Hill Lounge, Vincent would like it too, and they have like a full cocktail bar, so you don't have to, because I know you don't like wine or beer.
No, drink a prosecco or something. Settle
Yeah.
for a prosecco. Okay, good. I
Yeah.
love a cocktail.
yeah, and they have a skinny margarita that's delicious.
Mhm.
I like it, and the staff is very thin. The staff is very friendly, and
Oh, I thought you said thin.
That's what I
Okay.
thought you said at first. I'm like, well, I don't care what. I mean,
They're
yeah.
normal size.
yeah. Thank God.
No, they're friendly.
I said Phineas. That's
Oh.
the word.
Thin.
So thin. They are pretty fit.
They look fine. They look normal. They're
Yeah.
not too thin, not too fat. They're just right.
They're just
Just
right. Awesome. Let's talk about books.
Yeah. So, Katie, what did you read this week, or what have you
So
been reading?
I read Wicked, obviously the book, because I avoided the musical because I was like, I'm gonna read the book, and I never, of course, saw the musical. And so then the movie came out, and I'm like, all right, fine. I've got to read this book if I'm ever gonna do it, because I want to know what the real story is. And so I enjoyed it. It seemed to me, I don't know how much, I'm not a spoiler person. Like I hate spoilers. So I'll try to
Yeah.
tiptoe, even though probably most people know. But the thing that surprised me the most was that two things. One, Glinda isn't in the book as much as I think she must be in the musical and the movie, because to me, she wasn't any more of a main character than some of the other side characters. So that was
Okay.
kind of a surprise, because I was like, ooh, I want to find out this relationship they had, and they had a friendship. It's not like she's not in there and that she's not important, but to me, the story keeps going without her. But it made me have empathy for a character that as a child I was terrified of. I did not like The Wizard of Oz. They play it on TV all the time.
Nice.
We had to watch it, and it was scary for me as a little
Yeah.
kid. And so I was like, all right, they made me, Gregory Maguire, the author, made me feel a little, sad at times for this character. So I thought, well, that's a good job. And I wanted to read it. These days, sometimes I'm kind of like, man, this book is fine. Oh, guess I'll go back and read it. But this one, every day I was kind of like, okay, I want to find out what's going to happen next. I want to find out who her mystery father is, or who, or why is she green, and
Right.
why was she born like this, and whatever, and so I like that part of it, trying to find out her backstory. I love a backstory.
Some of the mystery.
Yeah.
I did hear the movie was wonderful, but it's also I heard it's very long.
That would
And
make sense.
Payne's been wanting me to go see it in the theater, but I'm like, can we watch it at home?
Yeah,
with like a lot of yummy food and just, because I think if I am in a theater for more than 2 hours, it's a long time for me. I
Same.
have to be able to get up and move around.
Same. I can barely sit for anything anymore. That's why I don't even watch TV. It's weird. I can't sit to watch something, but I can sit to read.
Right. So I know that the Wizard of Oz has like hidden meanings.
Yeah.
I heard it's about, okay, I'm sorry. Georgia is driving me crazy. She
Oh.
likes to go wherever I am and move my hands around until I pet her. And I don't want to pet her right now because she has a really, her ears have a strong smell because she always has an ear infection. Anyway, so
Good to know.
I was like, that's kind of gross, but thanks.
yeah. Anyway, so the movie I heard was based part of the Yellow Brick Road and everything was having America move to the silver standard away from the gold standard.
Other way around.
Other way around. Okay. And I didn't really understand that, but I guess
And the shoes weren't ruby, they were silver. But they
okay.
made them ruby to look better on screen.
Okay. And
But
so,
as far as, like that kind of stuff, I mean, they do have a big political part in Wicked. There's kind of like
okay,
she becomes a political activist kind of person. And that makes sense. There is definitely a whole political thing because they sort of are discriminating against the animals, capital A animals that are like sentient animals that are like can be professors and stuff, and the
okay.
wizards trying to make it where they don't have rights anymore. So there's that aspect of what makes somebody, I guess, a human or a human like person because they have all different kinds of people in that world,
Right.
but I think they're all mostly people.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if there was like a hidden meaning behind it. Obviously,
Probably.
with her being green and her suffering from being
Yes.
treated differently,
Ye-
like I figured out like that's part of maybe the
Uh-huh.
segregation and
I think her
stuff of it.
ostracization is because that's a huge part of it, of course, because she has a lot of because like from birth, she was not particularly likable, not just because she was green. So she, and people totally discriminated against her for that for a long time. But also they showed how along the way she always had people that were her friends and they were looking out for her. And it's like sometimes she couldn't even tell at first that, hey, wait, this person's being nice to you. They
Right.
like you. She's like, she couldn't even believe it sometimes
Hmm.
that they were, really liked her because she had had so many bad experiences. So
Or there was she thought there was some hidden agenda. Right.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so these days when I read, I keep saying that because after, I don't know, a certain point, I quit reading as deeply. I don't have it in me right now to really read for the hidden meanings and all that.
Right.
So I just go for the surface story for the most part.
Same.
You can't
Agreed.
help but pick up on some of that other stuff. But for me, I'm like, how'd she get green? What's going on? What's going to happen in this world? Now that it's from this other perspective, I love, twisting things around and seeing, the creativity of, okay, if it's from her perspective, what kind of things will we see and who will we see? Like they talked about how she made her monkeys, and like she like only had one monkey, I think. Anyway, and it was like her pet too. She was trying to teach him to talk. Spoiler, he didn't really ever learn to intelligently, but I think that's not a huge spoiler because he's just a minor character too.
Yeah. When you read Wicked, did it remind you of Randy Thompson, how he would play the music for
Uh,
Wicked for us all the time?
Definitely, I thought of him. I thought of him when I was reading it for sure. Just sort of like, but I think he was maybe more into the musical also. And so now I want to ask him, like, did you read the book? What did you think? Which one did you connect more to? Since
Yeah.
I don't have a connection to the musical yet.
So those of you who don't know, Randy Thompson was our old principal. He's like a beloved man from Zilker that we, he would come to the faculty meetings and he would get really emotional when he'd talk about his daughters or when he would play the Wicked songs to
Yes.
us and during the faculty meetings. And then people would start crying and he would print up the
lyrics.
lyrics for us. And, anyway, it was
Well, and then when he retired, what did we do? All the teachers got together and practiced and sang. What was that one song? Was it For Good? I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all sang it for him. And
Yeah.
I thought that
It
was really cool.
sweet. It was
That's so sweet. Did he get emotional?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know
He was always emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was sweet like that. He wore his heart on his sleeve.
And he's probably the reason I had any interest in Wicked at all anyway. Like I'd heard of it, but I'm not automatically into musicals like that,
Right.
And it's just not me.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm the same way. There, I can take them or leave them. But if I know people like them, then I'm happy for them that they have something.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Well, what would you rate the book?
So I would probably give it a 3.5
Okay.
because there were some things some loose ends, some little things here and there that I was kind of like, maybe that should have been like after you read it, you're kind of like, well, wait, but why did that happen? Or why, little things like that where you're trying to piece it back together and it's sort of like that didn't really make sense now that I think about it. Or, or maybe he kind of rushed the ending, which I get. It's really long. It's a pretty long book, I think. I can't tell. I read it on my phone. So it's a little hard to tell, but it seemed like it was kind of long. So maybe he was just trying to rush it to the end. But I did feel the end was a little rushed. But so that's why at 3.5. But I do think it's a good read. It kept me entertained. I was interested. So I'll give it that.
And it's 406 pages.
Is that a lot? I don't know.
I don't know.
Katie,
Mhm.
everybody's been talking about Wicked
Yeah,
for the last 2-3 months,
I know.
and I have not watched any of it. I haven't engaged in any of it, but now I already saved the book. I'm like,
Oh,
and now I'm gonna read it. Katy
I hope
Dailey
you like
recommended
it.
it. Yeah.
I mean, do you read fantasy? Because it is fantasy,
It's not my favorite, but I
I
love
know.
Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's accessible like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's in my opinion. It's a little more lighthearted. It's not Tolkien, It's not the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is hard.
Yeah.
Hey, since we have Katy Dailey on, let's go ahead and talk a little night circus.
Oh. Yeah, I had to tell Shelly I tried to read The Night Circus 3 times. I was like, I loved the cover. I'm like, this looks like it's right in my alley. Could not get through it. I got pretty far the 3rd time and I was like, nope, I don't
Yeah.
care. I cannot continue. So maybe someday in my life that book will be for me, but I don't know if I'll ever find out.
And this is from a fantasy reader.
Yeah, yeah. I really wanted to like it so bad, but
I was
Right.
in a book club with a bunch of ladies from New York. Shout out Vicky Bodwell, and a lot of them were in publishing. And most of our book club, we would talk about the book covers because
uh,
one of them worked in design of book covers. And so, a good 15 minutes of our book club would be like, well, what did you think of the cover of
oh,
the
I
book?
love that.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was very interesting. The whole marketing behind the books.
Yeah.
Yes, I always think about that kind of like how many meetings did they have to have about just making this one part red versus black, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
for little details, those details can matter a lot when that's your job.
Yeah, the graphic design of the cover
Yes.
is and yeah, that whole uh and now that we have audiobooks, I rarely see a cover of a book. And so it's based on recommendations from friends and family.
hmm Well, I'll tell you, most of the books these days have a woman walking away from the back.
Yeah.
Like you see her from the back and there's like stuff around her, whatever buildings, or maybe she's holding somebody's hand or something. But that's what a lot of them look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of the similar look because the stories are similar, I suppose.
Oh yeah, it feels like AI is already writing a lot of books.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. I
And I'm
know.
a sucker for it.
oh, awesome.
I feel like Colleen Hoover, I mean, she was putting out a book a week. I was like,
Uh-oh.
girl, are you using AI?
Maybe.
It was
I
going
only
on.
read Verity for her. And
Verity
the
was
rest were
so
It
good.
was such a mess. But then
Yeah.
her other stuff is kind of too romance for my taste.
Yeah.
Like, I try to read that fantasy. I'm sorry if I'm taking over too much, but anyway, I try to read that fantasy
Not at all.
series, A Court of Thorns and Roses. We call it ACOTAR for short, but it was way too much sexy time, like pretty graphic sexy time constantly. Ava, my daughter, tried to read it too, and she was like, "Same." We both made it, so maybe like 5 books. So
Yeah.
we got pretty far, but at a certain point, I'm like, this is too much. I just want to know what's going to happen. You guys just
Yeah.
chill with the getting intimate for like a book and let me see what's going to happen to y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Like when everybody was reading, when we were all reading those sexy ones, the ones
50
with,
Shades of Grey.
yeah, I would like fast forward through, like, I would like skip the pages. I'm like, are you done?
Yeah, no.
It became so often, and I was like, I just want the plot. I don't really
Exactly.
care what you're doing. Whereas, and then I do the same thing in movies. I'm like, okay, I'll just stand over here
Yeah.
if you can finish whatever you're doing. I don't know why. I'm just very shy about that kind of stuff. But I know Shelly ate it all up.
Oh, I do. And I find it fascinating the different verbiage that is used, for example, like a penis.
Uh-huh.
All the different words they'll use for like he shoved his
Member. It's member.
yeah yeah
Why is it a member? I don't know.
yeah. But I love
All these weird words.
all the different words, and it makes me laugh.
There's long, strong. There's
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, I love it, and I
His
love
manhood.
his manhood. Yeah. I love talking to some friends that we all read Michelle Cole, Kelly Kroll,
Okay.
and to go back and say on chapter 7 when they said his sword. I was like, that made me laugh so hard. And so
But you know what's interesting is that vagina means sheath. And so you put a sword in a sheath. So
Yeah.
that one's not so far off. I
yeah.
don't want a sword in there, but
It just sounds painful.
yes, it does.
I'm gonna have to go to the hospital after this.
I know. God, put that thing away, sir. That's dangerous.
That's so funny. Wouldn't it be funny to like reboot all those sexy books with our comments? It's like,
Oh.
no, thank you. We're skipping
Yeah.
to page number 4.
Page number 4. I know. I hate it when they start straight off,
Ugh.
and then I can always tell when a man's writing it, It's like, oh, okay. You're getting really into this real quick.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before, but speaking of your husband, is he one time
What?
No, I know what you're saying because I heard you and I told him that
yeah.
you said about that men don't really know how to write women characters, right? Is that where
Yes.
you're going?
Yes.
Yes. And I told him that you said that because, people like to hear that somebody remembered something they said and took
Oh,
it to
yeah.
heart. And yeah, I don't know if he's 100% right, but I tend to read female authors. I'll put it that way. I don't seek them out, on purpose. I just read what
Well, the
books are-
cover grabs you in.
Sometimes,
The
yeah.
covers you, But I mean, but Gregory Maguire's male.
Yeah. He's also I don't know if this makes a difference, but I think he's gay.
Okay.
And so, he's had a different experience from a straight guy. So he may write things a little differently, but I don't know how much that would affect. I mean, I didn't think the characters sounded ridiculous, but like, oh no, a woman would never say that. Nothing like that at all. I thought he did a good job with that part of it for sure.
Was he involved in the screenwriting?
He was not involved in the screenwriting.
Okay.
But he loved the musical from what I read. He didn't have a problem with it. He's an interesting guy. Like he went back, he lived in England for a while, and then he went and would go talk to P.L. Travers, who wrote Mary Poppins. And she was an interesting person who gave him just little ideas from these weird things she would say, like, you should write about the sixth brother. And he like had to think back to like, what the hell book is she talking? Because she was pretty old by that time. And he's like, what the hell is she talking about? And then he figured it out. And he's like, that would make an interesting story. Little things like that. I think it's cool how authors can talk and like somebody you admire can give you advice that then later down the line you can make it into something special.
Yeah.
I was Googling if he was gay because I was like, I don't want to out this guy.
No, I know. Okay. I was pretty sure he was.
I was like,
that's hilarious.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, well, you can cut that whole bit. I don't know.
No, he really
Rehearsal or not.
back in 1978, so we're good.
Yeah.
Well, what did y'all read?
Okay, Shelly, what did you read this week?
I read a young adult book, and Katie, you've been listening, so you know that I pretty much read anything. I read a YA book called "I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter."
Oh,
and I by Erica Sanchez, and YA is hit or miss.
Yeah,
it can be very. I mean, they spell it out for you so poorly that it's no longer enjoyable. There's no like thought process. We're gonna spoon feed you this information, and most of the book I felt was very spoon fed.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a twist, and I was like, where did that come from? And because I'm not a Pisces, so I don't have Jody's site where she guesses the whole book from
Right.
the first page.
Well, if you've noticed, my genre is pretty like predictable.
Somebody died.
Yeah.
Surprise! Okay, this is the chapter where somebody's gonna die. As for a YA book, I think it was written back in 2017, and I think it's timely and relevant. There's mental health issues, and the back of the book does a great job of giving resources if somebody's struggling, and so I appreciated that, and I mean, I'd probably give the book a 2 just because of the spoon feeding,
Yeah.
which drives me nuts, but I understand with YA that's a little needed.
Right.
This I think the immigrant struggle is real, and I'm glad.
Especially now.
Yeah. And just this character is the first family member to go to college, and the struggle of, the application process, and the fear of the family for her to go to college, and so very interesting.
I think those kind of books are so good for helping people have empathy across the board for others. Like just knowing those stories that
Yeah.
I have no experience with being an immigrant. So I
Right.
have to learn it from somewhere else. So in a book like
Right.
that immerses you, I hope it does.
Yeah.
And you're like there with them and you really can incorporate it into your being. Like you're like, you do know what I mean?
Yeah, and it makes you more empathetic to the situation. If you've been following, I've read a lot of books recently from Latinos, and a lot about immigration, and it's been very educational, and I've appreciated the journey, and I'm down for it, and so, but the YA is so hit or miss.
Yeah.
It felt very spoon fed. I feel like it would be kind of condescending to a young person, like, I'm gonna spell this out for you. You don't
Right.
even have to think. Yeah.
They have some inferencing skills. It reminds me like just a young kid's book. We used to read them all the time. I can't remember, Lemony Snicket or something.
Yes.
It would have like a word like justified, and then they would define it in the next, justified means, and I was like, okay, like I think just give some context clues, but I think they can figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they can Google it on their damn phone. I mean, my lands.
No.
Anyway, Jody, what did you read?
I read Someone We Know, and so it's kind of a murder mystery, blah blah blah.
What?
Hey, I love that kind.
And it has a twist. I didn't figure this one out. I actually kind of figured out the profile of the murderer. I figured out the profile, and I figured out like how it was gonna be, how they were gonna be involved in
Right.
the situation together. But I picked the wrong characters with the same profile.
Uh-huh.
As the murderers. Anyway, I have to say sometimes when books have too many characters, I get confused as to,
Night Circus.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I need a diagram like, oh, okay, this is the mom who has the son who breaks into people's houses. This is the
Right.
mom who has the son who drinks all the time. This is the dad having the affair with this person and that kind of thing.
Yes. And if you
So
have like similar names,
yeah,
I cannot keep up.
yeah. So that was a little hard for me.
Yeah.
And then the story is basically like in a neighborhood, and then all of the neighbors are doing like swinger type things. Not really swinger, but like fooling around and
They're sticking
going at it. And I'm just like,
their sword in the shaft.
Yes.
And I have to say, I don't know what neighborhoods these are that all this is going on.
Circle C is one. Yeah.
Ooh.
But
Brushy Creek.
yeah, these things don't happen in my neighborhood. We don't have like
Sure they do. Sure they do.
Eh.
Balconies.
Well, again, it's gonna be like when I was in middle school and I was on the outs and I didn't know all that stuff was going on. Or in high
Exactly.
school, I was like, everybody was doing different things and I was like not privy.
You're
But
right.
I'm not privy to any of that happening in our neighborhood. Like,
I think we had a challenge at one point, and I think Katie was part of this as well, is we were like, walk around your grocery store with a pineapple on the front
oh,
and see what happens, because that's the sign that you're down to
Oh
clown.
no. I'm glad I don't go to the grocery store anymore because I used to buy pineapple at the grocery store and I'd put it in the front of the basket because I didn't want my kid to play with it. Great. What message was I sending?
you did tell me that sometimes you would go to like the Home Depot and the men would be like, oh, you
I
know,
know. Curves. Curves.
curvy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gave it about a 3. I mean, it's a fine read. I just, I need to. I'm starting a new book. I started a new book today called Sociopath.
Oh, that's on my list. I can't wait.
It's completely different than what I've been reading.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I need a little break from the murdery stuff because it does get a little predictable sometimes. I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen. This is how it's gonna happen. Blah 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 blah.
Yes.
So you go from murder to sociopath.
Not a big leap. Not
Well, Sociopath. It's a true story. It's
okay.
a biography about
yeah.
calling himself a sociopath and how she growing up, which is very interesting right now. I just started it, but basically she talks about how when she was a kid, she lacked empathy or she lacked, she could be happy or she could be angry, but she didn't have feelings for people necessarily.
Yeah.
She loved basically her mom. And then everybody else was just kind of a side character. And how she would act out. She would act out in school or at home when she had an urge to like watch somebody have an emotion that she couldn't display.
Oh, interesting. So she was training herself by acting out, like forcing people to act a certain way so she could observe.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I've heard about this book actually, but I didn't read it either. So maybe I'll read it.
Yeah. It looks pretty interesting. So I'm excited to dive into it. And I mean, Shelly loves biographies. I like biographies fine, but I can get a little bored with it. This one seems like it's gonna take me down a road that I like things about people's mental, like why are they wired the way they're wired. So.
Same. Do you ever also kind of like, I always apply it to myself, like, wait, do I do that? I think I do that.
I was like,
I don't know.
No, you're not a sociopath. But I was trying.
I'm really good at hiding it.
Well, and you'd have to be really good because we've known each other for almost 30 years.
I know.
We've seen no sign of sociopath with you. We're good.
The opposite of it. But I would gauge myself. I would say we're not sociopaths. I think that everybody has some psychopathy and within them. But then some of us are wired to that's really prevalent and other things don't get in the way. But I have so much guilt for things that is not a sociopathic trait. If you feel any levels of guilt, that's usually you're pretty good. So,
okay.
So I'm more like, oh no, I let somebody down, or oh no,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's interesting so far. I'm liking it. I'm glad I'm getting a little break. You
got to do that sometimes. That's like Wicked was a break for me. I tend to read the same kind of murdery books a lot. too, and I have to take breaks too. And then I way overdid it on the murder podcast for a while. So then I switched to that one I told you about, Shelly, Trashy Divorces.
Oh yeah.
And that's just good old gossip,
Yeah.
about famous people. And I'm like, oh, that's good. That doesn't bring me down or, make me think about terrible things.
Well, yeah, I was listening to so many murdery podcasts, and it would go into such detail that I would just get scared going anywhere. I started getting like really nervous about like, what if this happens, or what if this happens to somebody I love, and then I've taken a break. I more like to listen about con men and con women, like people that catfish people, or they act like they have like a disease or something, and then they get
Munchausen's.
I'm like, "Whoa, that is so," or those people that are like those women that will date men that they haven't seen in real life, and then they're in a whole relationship.
Yeah.
And then that guy is actually a girl, and all of the people she's connected you with are her writing to you. And
it's like that basketball player that happened to.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. There's been a few stories like that. And I just hate that for people. Cause that's something about, how on TV they were when we were growing up, they'd always have the conceit where it's like, it's the prom and they're going to invite the ugly girl and it's a joke. And it's like, I've lived my whole life being a little bit afraid that I'm the ugly girl, then they're inviting me for a joke, or that this thing is happening and it's a trick somehow, like they're lying, they're tricking me. And so those kind of stories really make me uncomfortable.
Well, I hate that you have that feeling, Katy.
Well, you're not the ugly girl.
You're the hot one. What are you talking about? Those curves for days.
Well, kids see her like she wears the cutest dresses to school. And then she has usually a belt around her waist, and you just see this like beautiful hourglass figure. I'm just like, oh my gosh, look at you.
I just work with what I've got,
Yeah.
Like Tammy Thompson said, I know how to dress my fat. Is how I was like, yes. Thank you, Tammy. Oh, a great way to put it.
She also said she likes to tan her fat. And I have to tell you, I got something from TikTok, even though I took it off my phone, and then I realized it came back, and now I can't get it back. I'm really sad.
Oh, no.
I know. Because I was like, I guess you're gone forever, and I let it go. And now they're like, you can't re-download it. And now they've allowed it back, but I'm sure they'll fix that. Anyway.
They'll fix it. They're very confident Trump is going to help them fix it from what I saw on the. But anyway, what were you going to say?
But I got these. I know this is weird, but I think it's going to work. I don't know how it works. I don't know the science behind it. But I was looking at my legs one day. I was like, boy, you really are not, you're kind of pasty, whatever. And I like a little tan to my body. I know Katy has beautiful, just beautiful skin. It's never too big hats and everything. And, and I should have been like that when I was, I should have taken better care of my skin, but we are where we're at. Anyway, there are these little gummies you take, and then your body starts to tan from whatever I'm putting in my body.
Yeah, no, I think that's been around because I had this friend in high school. Well, all through, she was like really into dancing and all this stuff. And her mom gave her pills that made her more tan, made her hair blonde somehow or something. Obviously I was a kid too. So I'm like, wow, that's a lot of effort just to look better to dance. But
yeah, I don't know.
That's interesting.
That's a whole other thing. But these are edible. Yeah, they're like.
So have you started them?
Yeah. And I notice that they're working because I have this whenever I go to like a tanning salon, which I have this, you could kind of see it in that there's this little dot right here that I have that when I go to the tanning salon, it always comes out like pretty bigger. Yeah. And so I know that they're working because this has already started like coming out. Yeah. So then next time you see me, I'm going to look like an Oompa Loompa.
Oh, you will not. Do they have different shades like that you can buy different pills for? Or is it just whatever your natural color is? That's what's going to come out.
This is hilarious.
Like, can you buy orange?
I just know if I go too far, I'll just not take them for a few days.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna watch that.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Yeah, who knows? Because we sure the hell don't know how it works. So
Exactly.
We don't even know if it's like damaging
So-
me on the inside.
Yeah.
you look good. So,
Yeah. Whatever gets you through the day.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I like to tell Shelly, okay, I bought something on TikTok shop, and now I'm like, I can't buy it on TikTok.
Oh, I know. I feel so bad for y'all. Are you? Because I know you really enjoy TikTok. See, I never got into it.
Oh, that's
As
okay.
I don't watch stuff. I don't know why. It's my I don't have the patience to watch things.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, let's be honest. Like, we have a very overstimulating job.
True.
And so the last thing that we need is more stimulation. Like, it just can be overwhelming. Like, sometimes I'll get into my car and I'll just make it silent.
Yes.
I can't hear any more things. It's so overwhelming. And if I have to hear my name anymore,
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear my name. I don't want to hear it.
I used to keep hearing my own voice.
Yes.
I'm like, I just need silence. I'm not talking. Nobody's talking. No, nothing. It's
Yeah.
silent in this car or going home,
Yeah.
I love it.
Or I listen to my friends, Jody.
Katie, what are you reading?
Right now.
Yeah, what's next?
Oh,
I think it's The Onion Field. I think it's an older book, and it's. I mean, I don't know if it's considered. People really regard it highly. I'm like you, Shelly, so I don't really know what it's about yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't want spoilers. What I saw, it was something about some people kidnapped some police officers, but it's like set in the 60s and it was written in the 70s by Joseph Wambaugh. And I've heard his name around a lot. So I don't know. So far it's interesting, but I don't have much to say about it because I don't think it's off the ground. We're still learning the characters.
Exactly.
Waiting for something bad to happen. Getting me to love those characters so that something bad can happen to them, probably.
Well, there is a movie that was filmed in 1979 based off the book. So
Oh, okay. Well,
for
I
after.
guess. Yeah. Did you see the movie?
No, I just was looking up your book right
Oh,
now.
I'm like, damn, you've got some good knowledge there, Jody.
It's called Google.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the movie called The Onion Field.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want
What's
to get
the movie
anything away.
rated?
I think it's R for sure.
Well, no. Oh, I meant like stars.
Oh. It's 87 Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. Yeah, I think it has a good. Yeah, I think that'll be a fun book for you. Anyway.
Cool. Yep, that's the one I'm reading right now.
Okay, I won't give anything away from what I just read.
Thank you. Thank you.
There is a movie, even though you probably don't want to watch it because you don't like.
I probably won't watch the movie, but you never know.
Well, there's some good actors.
Try to watch Wicked.
Yeah, there's some really good actors in it.
Ooh. Name one. Who's in there?
Christopher Lloyd, James Woods, Ted Danson, John Savage. Yeah, it looks like. Oh, maybe I'm getting him wrong.
Here's Vincent.
Hi, Vincent.
Hello. Get out of here. No.
It's my time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's his office, but.
Well, this has been fun. Will you come back on and books with us again?
Sure, if you'll have me.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Thank you so much. You're one
Yeah.
of the
Too. It was fun. I love talking books. I don't really talk books with people much anymore. So I'm not hanging out with people where we're talking about books.
Yeah.
Another person who's a huge reader is Tip Sword. She isn't.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah, so she might be somebody you want to talk to books with.
Yeah,
she was
we did
saying,
use
like, yeah, she was saying when kids are like, "What's important to you in friendship?" She was asking that because they do that at the beginning of the year, like finding friends and stuff. And she goes, "I really my friends have to be readers. That's like a big thing for her, you know."
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
And all of my friends are readers, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, Katie, are you on Goodreads?
I'm not. I don't know why, everybody has little weird things, and for some reason Goodreads stressed me out. I think it's just the ratings and the stuff. I'm like, I don't want to know what other people think.
Agreed. Yeah.
So it was stressful. So I'm like, I'll just let the library keep track of my reading for me. Of course, in 2017 or something, my whole library record got wiped online. So
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't know if I've read this book or not because it's gone now. So I always have to make sure to go in and tag them and hope they don't disappear one day. Because, you get older and you're kind of like, I don't know if I read this book. I don't even know the title of the book I'm reading half the time
I agree. Same.
because it's all
Same.
on my phone. And so I'm not seeing the title that much.
Yeah.
Regular
You're
book.
opening the book every day.
Right.
That's how Tammy reads books too, right on her phone.
So those of y'all that follow, like the Austin Public Library switched their audiobooks and went to Libby, and that's when we lost all of our history.
Oh, even our reading one? Because I was already reading on Libby. It was
Okay.
weird.
Yeah.
Because I don't do a lot of audiobooks unless it's nonfiction. Because for fiction, I kind of need to pay more attention. And if I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm doing stuff
Yeah.
like around the house. And so I can't really listen to fiction in an audiobook. I need nonfiction. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happened to me. I lost, and I've read a couple of books multiple times because I lost that history. I was like, hey, and Jody, I can't imagine reading like this. I was like, hey, I think I know what's happening. I remember this book, and I found it so annoying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like guessing what's gonna happen.
Well, because it's also like, okay, I think I know what's going to happen because I think I read this before. But then again, I read a lot of like Southern Gothic, and they're kind of all set up the same way. Like there's the creepy house, and there's some old creepy relative who died or whatever. And so I'm like, have I read this, or is it just like another book? And sometimes I'll check. I'm like, oh, it came out in 2023. I didn't read this already, but damn, it is just like that other book I read.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, genres can be tricky like that. You could definitely get in that trap. But I think one of the things that I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I get really anxious if the book is too suspenseful.
Oh, too predictable?
Too suspenseful.
Suspense. Oh, so you don't like? Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that about you.
So it's
I'll have to like skip ahead a little because I'll get.
So it's your self-soothing while you're reading. Is
Yeah.
that you're regulating yourself, so you're guessing the
predictability.
Yeah.
And so I do like to try to guess, like, I don't like surprises a lot. Surprises and me we're not friends.
Yeah, I know that about you. I mean, I'm not a huge surprise person, but if it's in a book, I mean, I'm kind of prepared for it.
Yeah.
I get really nervous. I'm like, oh gosh, what's gonna happen?
Aww. And you have so much empathy too, I think. So you're really feeling for those characters.
I know.
Maybe.
I think that's what it is. You start getting empathetic with the characters. I don't do that. Do you get
It depends, on how long the book is and how much the author builds up the characters. I can get very attached to characters.
Yeah.
I
think Harry Potter, I got real attached to Moaning Myrtle for years.
Oh, I know.
I wish she would have her own spinoff.
Oh,
yeah.
Why? Maybe Gregory Maguire can do Moaning Myrtle. Just write the whole story of Moaning.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Harry Wynn can do it.
Well, he and J.K. Rowling probably do not have the same politics.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe you can, Jody.
Yeah,
maybe you can. She's like, what the hell? What do you? I don't know.
I cannot keep up with. I mean, poor Shelly. Like, she's having to help me keep everything in line, and then she'll tell me, and then I'll say, okay, so what are we doing today? And then I'll call her back and go, what time?
Who?
Is it on a calendar somewhere, Shelly?
Pardon?
Is it on a calendar somewhere?
Oh, it's on a calendar.
Yeah.
John knows what's going on, but Jody has like an aversion to calendars. Like, she is not down.
Well, I told Shelly, I said my whole life is scheduled so much. When I look at my off time, I really don't like to deal with email or calendars. I hate email. Whoever invented it needs to go to the HE double hockey sticks. It's my least favorite character.
Well, Us
And
introverts
everybody
are real
thinks-
good with it.
Everybody thinks what they put in email is like the most pressing thing, and you got to get it. I'm like, yeah, but 4 other people just sent me an email with things I need to do. So what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Luckily, like Randy and I will say Miss Pitts and Miss Hallmark are really sweet with me because they know that that is something I have a big time weakness for. So sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, check your email. There's something important to do."
Yeah. Well, that's perfectly fine. They should be. People
I
should
mean,
be
we are
making
pretty good
accommodations for
all the
others.
time, but I also feel guilty about it.
Of
So,
course you do.
but Katie was my Shelly at work for years when I was doing gen ed because she would be like, "Hey, you got to do X, Y, and Z. It's due on blah 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 blah," and I was like, "Okay, thanks."
Oh,
So thank you for supporting me in that way. I think once I let go of teaching, I'll be able to manage my calendar.
I imagine you will.
It's a definite weakness and drives Shelly batty. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
So fun.
Thank
talking
y'all.
to you.
Katie, do you know how we wrap?
Oh, yeah. I forgot how y'all say it, though. I know y'all do a thing. See, that kind of thing gives me anxiety. I forgot to.
That's okay.
What is it?
Are you ready? Texas, Texas.
Yeah.